you got to rely on your staff to a certain degree. Obviously, on any of these signings, when you sign someone long term, he's a pretty known commodity. I know, like as far as his NHL games, he doesn't have a huge sample size, but he's known around the league as an up and coming player, and obviously there's risk both ways, but when you commit to someone long term like that, you look at his character, you look at his durability, obviously you look at his skill and projection. So not difficult, but anytime you commit to someone long term, you have to look at all those variables, and you got to rely on your staff. But I've seen him a fair bit. Obviously not as much as the people of Edmonton or the management here.
And as a follow on that, how does that fit into the salary cap going forward in terms of making future deals with Reinhart and Nurse and Schultz and those kind of guys?
Well, he's
established the line.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, like it's a 7-year deal, and it's effectively 8 years if you include this year. So you have him until he's, I think, 29 at a pretty good cap number. So if it does that, that's great. I mean, you've got to like, the player has to want to stay here. The management has to want him to stay when you go to look to those long-term commitments. And for me, the biggest thing is character. And what little I've met of Oscar, he's got a lot of character. What everyone tells me, he's got tremendous character. So, there's a level of trust you can get for someone with the high character on a long-term deal.
What have you thought of the first few days of scrimmages here? It's somewhat full speed, but
I think the tempo has been good. I think the execution's been pretty good. One of the things that Todd's been stressing, among other things, is support on the ice. And I see that, so that's a real positive step, because that's one of his themes. Other than that, we're a couple of scrimmages in, so.
7 years for Klefbom. Schultz is a 1-year deal. Is he at a sort of a point where he sort of needs to establish whether he's going to be here long term or not?
I think it's apples and oranges. What I told Justin when we signed him, I said, I don't know you. Or I know you've had some struggles here a little bit as far as expectations have been, and let's look at it in a year. Then after that, we'll reassess and look to maybe a longer term deal. So with him, it's more of a wait and see. But I mean, he's got a lot of strengths to his game. He's moving really well. He passes the puck well. So we'll see where that one goes.
If you look at the other comparables, I mean, Brodin, Larson, Klingberg. Came to see you, Pete. Are you more comfortable doing it with a young defenseman, knowing there's room for him, kind of no matter how he projects out?
He's a big, strong kid. He skates well. He moves the puck well. He defends well. I saw him play in the Worlds. He's at that high level. He's a very good player. So I know he's only had 70-some games in the NHL, but there's a lot to like about him, like on both sides of the puck. So, I mean, when you make a decision on a long-term deal like that, I mean, again, I talked earlier about character, and I have to rely on what a lot of my staff say about his character. It's hard to get D-men, and he's a top 4 D, and he's going to be a top 2 D, and at some point he plays a real responsible game, and he moves the puck, and we project on him, but we're fairly confident on it.
Is it a coincidence all these guys are Swedes that are doing these young guys?
It's no coincidence that the two other Swedes and Oscar have this exact same AAV. I can tell you that. But yeah, they produce a lot. They got more D coming. Like they're just strong, solid D men that move the puck and can make plays at both ends of the ice.
You said it was tough to acquire defense. Reinhart's been slotted with Greiba right from the start here. How would you? Not that you can read too much in the first couple days, but you were the guy that made that deal. How would you assess his performance so far?
I think he's getting better every day. He's a very smart, heady player. He moves the puck very well. His testing has been good. So I like what I've seen so far.
What did you like about Greiba?
Did I or do I? He's strong. I guess his mentality is defending first. I think we needed that in our makeup, in our decor. He's big. He closes well. He's strong.
Did you just need some bigger size on the blue line?
Well, I felt we needed some size, but he can also make a play once in a while. Like he can push the puck up fairly well, and he clears out the front of the net.
So much interest in, obviously, Connor. I know it's just a couple scrimmages, but he looks good with Taylor. At this point, what have you seen that you've liked about him?
Yeah, he makes a lot of plays, and his play without the puck's been good, and I've been very happy with him. And that line looks very good, and including Ted on the other wing. He makes good plays, and he's fast, and he's had some back checking. He's been good with that, and every time he has the puck, he makes a good play.
Speaking of Connor, when you're doing a deal like you did, long-term deal with young players, do you factor in what you may have to pay Connor someday into these? Do you think about that at this point?
Yeah, absolutely. You roll it out, sure. Yep. You project your lineup in 1, 2, 3, 4 years, and when you get beyond that, it's hard. But sure, there's other players that need to be paid too.